In this video, we will guide you through the process of creating an iModel using design files stored within ProjectWise. Let's begin by navigating to the Administration section, then proceed to Manage iModel and select New. Input the project name and check the box for Set up this iModel for scheduling service. This step ensures that the iModel is ready for access in SYNCHRO 4D and establishes a scheduling repository to facilitate collaborative workflows. For this iModel creation, we'll be using ProjectWise, which eliminates the need to upload an SP file. Click Create to proceed. Following the creation of the iModel container, you might notice labels like Primary and/or 4D. Primary identifies the first iModel created, while 4D indicates that the Set up this iModel for scheduling service option is enabled. While a SYNCHRO Control project can accommodate multiple iModels, only one iModel at a time can be configured for scheduling service. To proceed, click the menu icon on the iModel container and choose Connections. Here, you can click Create Connections. This action will take you to the Create Connections page. Prior to selecting the data source, you have the option to enable the individual file connector. This feature is particularly useful when dealing with diverse application files within a single connection. While unnecessary for single file scenarios, it's advisable to activate this feature when working with various design file types. In some scenarios, separate connections are deliberately established based on disciplines like mechanical, electrical, or structural. This approach allows for targeted updates by focusing on specific discipline-related design files within individual connections. This practice is particularly beneficial in larger projects, saving time and effort. Continuing forward, select ProjectWise, then input your ProjectWise URL, data source, and work area. Selecting the composite models is sufficient, as all reference files are automatically processed. Choose the file containing the appropriate geographic coordinate system for the project and proceed by clicking Next. Alternatively, you can choose to skip using the first identified geo-coordinate system for the entire iModel. If the individual file connectors option wasn't initially enabled and your project involves models from multiple file types, separate connections are required for each file type. To address this, you can revisit the settings and enable this feature. Subsequently, select the appropriate connector type from the drop-down menu, considering the model's source program, and proceed by clicking Next. Assign a name to the connection and determine the synchronization frequency for integrating design files into the iModel. Scheduled synchronizations ensure that the latest versions of design files from the data source are consistently synchronized with the iModel. Choose a suitable schedule or select Initiate manually if you prefer updating the iModel yourself when new design files become available. Once the schedule is defined, click Create. Following the connections establishment, the design files remain unsynchronized with the iModel. To initiate synchronization for the first time, click Sync Now in the status column or select the menu button on the far right and choose Synchronize. Once the synchronization process concludes, the synchronization status will be displayed. For projects involving additional file types or requiring connections based on disciplines, you'll need to set up additional connections. To do so, select Connections in the navigation breadcrumbs. From there, click New and repeat the Create Connection steps we previously discussed. This process will create a single iModel with multiple connections. Once all synchronization statuses display Succeeded, the iModel will be ready for viewing. If the Set up this iModel for scheduling service option was activated, the model will now be accessible in 4D.